now that I'm not so nauseous, and I feel like I've been getting better as of yesterday or today, I want to kind of give you guys like a backstory on the pregnancy and like where I'm at right now and how I'm feeling. And then a lot of you guys have asked me if I if I had recorded the kids or Igor's reaction, so I'll get into that. But hi, puppy. As usual. Okay, so
Estania is coming today.
Yeah, she just called me. My hair's a mess, by the way. I'm a mess. Baby, can you put the volume down, please, or just turn it off so mommy can do a video?
Yeah, but I'm gonna turn it on.
Okay. So basically, we got married on September 27th, which was just like basically last month. Yeah, well, we're in November, so a month and a half ago. And before we got married, we had talked about how we were potentially thinking about maybe having a child in the future.
We're gonna have a boy for sure.
Steely wants to have a little baby brother.
Because he's the only girl. He's the only boy.
Yeah, he's surrounded by girls. So we talked about it, and when we first met a couple years ago, it wasn't even a consideration. Like I had mentioned, at the time where I was just in my life, like I wasn't thinking about having another child. And I asked him, like, is that a deal breaker? Like, is that something that you for sure want in your life? And he said, well, I have 3 kids, I have 3 bonus kids with you, like I love being their stepdad, and that's not, that's not something that has to happen. And so we were like really open to just flowing with life. And so, to be honest, when we got married, we had a conversation and we said, I'll get off birth control so that my body can like get back to normal in terms of like hormones. And I thought it would take me like 3 months at the least to kind of maybe then start thinking about trying. But I wasn't considering getting pregnant at all this year, like 2025. I was thinking maybe 2026, 2027, when I'm like 36 or 37 years old. And then, that would probably be my last pregnancy. That's what I was thinking and saying out loud. Igor is also 39. He just recently turned 39, and he doesn't have his own biological kids. So, it was a conversation that we were having. So then on our wedding day, like literally on wedding day, I got my period. And I actually, told you guys last month, I was like, yeah, like on my wedding day, like right when I started walking down the aisle, my period came. And it just felt like this like really powerful, sacred moment. And I just felt like, wow, like a new cycle is starting. Well, come to find out that was going to be my very, very last one, because I was about to get pregnant like any day now, basically. And I had no idea. And so, I had that period on wedding day. And then exactly a month from that day, which was October 27th, I found out that I was pregnant. So this is what's crazy is I threw away my birth control pills the day after our wedding, which was September 28th, put them in the trash, and I still had my period for another 5 days or so, like 4 or 5 days. And so I technically stopped taking my pills for like 3-4 days at the most and got pregnant. And I wasn't expecting that at all, like not even a little bit. I totally thought that like my body wouldn't even be ready for that because I had been taking birth control for like over 2 years. And so I just had no idea that like that could happen that fast. Like I wasn't even planning or anything. And so on our honeymoon, because we went on our honeymoon later, we went on our honeymoon on a 21st or something, like right before Igor's birthday. And I felt like so tired. Like when we got there, I felt so tired. And he was like, do you want to go to the beach? And I was like, honestly, like I just feel so tired. I don't know why. Maybe I'm jet lagged. Like maybe I'm just like tired with like everything going on. So I slept, and I made a joke and I said, what if I'm pregnant? And he was like, no, there's no way. Like, and come to find out, I was already pregnant without knowing. And so when I went on my Qatar trip, like right after, I was on a 16-hour flight there. And I kept peeing on the plane. Like I kept going to the bathroom, and I was so happy that there was a bathroom right next. I was just so glad that this bathroom was so close to me on the plane. And like, I'm not even exaggerating. It must have gone like 15, 20 times. Like it was a lot. And I thought like, this is really, really strange. And I didn't even consider that I was pregnant. I just thought like, oh, maybe like I'm just really hydrated. I've been drinking a lot of water. I don't know. So got to Qatar and also was really tired, and I thought, oh, I'm just jet lagged. Like I just came from Hawaii. I went to LA for a day, and then I got on the 16-hour flight, so I must just be really tired. And like, you know, the time zones and everything, so I just thought, okay, like this is nothing out of the norm. But what I did notice, and something that I've noticed with my past pregnancies with my other children, is that I can tell that I'm pregnant just based on like looking at my body and seeing like my lower belly area. Like literally, like that's always like my first indicator is like, something doesn't look like it usually looks. Like something is off, you know? And I was able to tell with Alea in that way and Steele. And so this time around when we were in Hawaii, we went to the beach and I got in a swimsuit and I thought like, I don't know, I just feel like, and then also too, when we were in the hotels, like all you can eat like buffet in the morning, I noticed that I just wasn't really in the mood to like eat, and which is strange because I love food. And so yeah, so anyways, so yeah, I decided to take a test right before I got on a flight back to LA. I was in a lobby with some girlfriends, and I looked over at one of the girls and I was like, do you have the ability to get a pregnancy test? And she was like, yeah, for sure. She's like, let me text my friend and I'll see if she can get one at the pharmacy. And so she brought it to my room. I was on the phone when she came with Igor, and I didn't tell him I was taking it because I didn't think it was a big deal. And it just like, you know, I didn't really know what to expect. And I thought like, it's probably just not going to say anything. And yeah.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done, Staley. So, anyways, so I find out, I call my mom right away. And then I thought, okay, like I have to tell him in a really special way. Like, this is going to be a huge deal for us. Like, this is so crazy. Like, I'm completely shocked. I've never been so shocked in my life. Like, I've been shocked before, but not this kind of shock, like this level of shock. Like, this was really completely like a miracle, because people don't realize, like, sometimes it's not easy for people to go through a pregnancy, you know? And like, I didn't know where we were in that way, because, you know, we never had a child before. So I wasn't really sure, you know, just respectfully, like I wasn't sure with what was going to happen. And I didn't know if maybe we'd have trouble getting pregnant. Like I was kind of expecting the worst, because I don't know, we're just like older now, you know? And so anyways, so I thought, okay, like I'm going to tell him on November 1st, because that's a really special day for us. And that was going to be like 4 days. Like I'd land in LA, and then I would have to like keep this a secret for 4 days and then tell him on November 1st. Well, then like what happened was I got so sick and I couldn't even make eye contact with him, because I just felt like I was lying or something. Like I felt like I was holding something like really, really like sacred and special. And I thought like, I can't do this. Like, this is like for us. And so he took a shower, and I looked at Elle and I was so nauseous, and something just told me like, tell her. And so I told her, and she just started freaking out. She almost started crying. She was jumping up and down. She's like, Mommy, I can't believe this is my dream come true. Like, she had been asking me for months for a sibling, for another sibling. And then she's like, you're going to tell Igor? And I'm like, yeah, like, let's tell him when he comes out. And so I went downstairs to get some water, and then Lele was walking by, and we told Lele, we were like jumping up and down. Mind you, this is like a couple of hours after I landed. And then he came out of the shower, and then we all told him. Steele was with Austin, so we didn't tell Steele right away. But we told him the next day, and he was also super excited. But yeah, I didn't record it because I was just living in the moment, and I just felt like that was like a really special moment for us to like live without, you know, a camera. And like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I just felt like I just wanted to like be in the present and like experience that first moment and that like genuine reaction and that like jumping up and down and that laughing and that shock